Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sarah and you're watching So Beauty Stuff. As you can probably tell from my voice, I'm a little bit sick at the moment. It's also why I've not been posting for a little while. I've been sick on and off for a couple of weeks, work's been a bit busy, and I've just not felt I've got the energy or the motivation to make some videos. But today I'm feeling a lot better. I've just had 2 days where I haven't left the house, apart from to get a donut, which is kind of reflective of my life really. So today what I thought would be a really good idea is to give you a quick makeup tutorial of how to make your face and your skin look healthy when you're not feeling too healthy, because it's definitely where I'm at right now. So essentially I'm going from this to this. So things to keep in mind when you are sick, especially if it's sort of more of a cold and flu-y thing. I found my skin around here is so red and dry from blowing my nose. My lips get really dry because I'm not being able to breathe very well through my nose. I'm breathing more through my mouth and it's really drying out my lips. My skin is okay at the moment. I find in the run-up to being sick or the start of being sick, I often get breakouts, so I do often get a lot of spots, but they do seem to have cleared up at the moment. So things you can do is make sure you're drinking plenty of water to keep your skin hydrated. I'm using this Nivea Rich Moisturising Day Cream, and I just make sure to apply it quite a bit around the nose area and just let that soak in. On my lips, I always use this. This is Blistex Lip Conditioner. I cover my lips before I go to bed and then first thing in the morning after exfoliating my lips, just to try and keep them moisturised. One of the key things you can do to make your skin look awake and healthy is add a bit more glow. So I'm going to go in with the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector. This is just a sample size I got a little while ago, but it's lasted me really well and it's so good. I'm definitely going to rebuy this when this runs out. So this is in the shade Opal. I'm presuming it comes in other shades, and potentially if I was buying this for myself I might not have gone for a colour this golden, but I actually think it works really well. So I'm just rubbing it in on top of my moisturiser. One of the foundations I'm actually really loving at the moment is this Thin Lizzy Flawless Complexion, and I do think that while it's not really full coverage, it does really even out your skin tone, and that's actually really what I want from my foundation. I still want it to look like my skin, but I just want to even out all the discoloration. So I find this works well if I just dot it around my face. I don't know if you saw my review on this foundation, but I was a bit upset because it was a little bit dark for me. And Thin Lizzy were kind enough to send me a replacement in my colour, and I've been using this a lot and I really enjoy this foundation. There's no science to this, I'm just dotting it all over my face and then using the brush it comes with just to blend that in. And you can add on another layer if you want it to be a bit more full coverage, but to me I think that's really evened out my skin. Don't get me wrong, I'm going to cover up the redness, but I want to keep the rest of my face quite natural and even, so that it's not too much of a giveaway if some of this gets wiped away through blowing my nose during the day. So I'm going to go in my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, and I'm going to go where the bags are, and just around the nose. And I haven't double dipped this at all. This is all with one application. I'm spreading it a long way, but it's quite a small amount. And then all I'm going to do is just take a tissue and just wipe any foundation that's got on my lips off. To put a little bit more lip balm on. Really want to keep those lips hydrated. I'm just going to go in with my Maybelline Master Camo. I'm going to use a combination of these two top shades as a eyelid primer. Just literally warming it up with my finger and dabbing it on. Slight sort of more peachy undertones help to cancel out some of the purple shades on my lids. So I really do want to avoid putting too much powder on because we don't want to dry out the skin. We just want to set the areas that we don't want to crease. I'm using my Mercier translucent setting powder. I'm just picking up a light amount on a small fluffy brush and just buffing it in. I mainly do my under eye and my eyelid just to set the base of the concealer. I always do this line in between my eyes. Personally, I get this crease and my foundation clings to the crease. And I am going to do a really light amount around my nose just to set it, and I really want to avoid putting too much powder because again I don't want to dry out that already dry skin. Really light buffing motions. And the reason I pursed my lips like that then is because I didn't want to put powder on my lip balm. Okay, so already just having the foundation and concealer and powder on, I really died down a lot of that initial glow we got. So to help build that glow back up again in a natural way, one of my favourite things I've been using at the moment is this. It's called the Mecca Cosmetica Enlightened Lit From Within Illuminating Balm. So I just pick up a little bit on my finger and I just dab it on the areas of my face where I really want a little bit more highlight to shine through. And then with a dry finger, just sort of blend it in. So I'm going to put a little bit down my nose. And then here on the top of my lip. So for bronzer, I'm going to be using my Too Faced Pink Leopard. And the reason I would like to use this is because it's almost like a bronzer, blush and highlight all mixed together. You're going to get that healthy colour and that glow all in one. So I'm using a contour brush from my Kitco. I'm just going to swirl this, tap off the excess and really buff it into the edges. You can see I'm not being particularly precise, I'm just buffing. And you can also run just a little bit down the nose. That's brought a nice amount of colour back into the face. So now I'm going to do brows, and this step is probably one of the steps that's going to really transform my face. I'm just using my Chi Chi Brow Pomade in Soft Brown. So I haven't done anything too crazy there, just literally ran the pomade through my brows where there's already hair, just to really add some definition. And you can really see the way that that frames my face and it opens up my eyes. If you're anything like me, you'll likely have a good brow and a bad brow. This one's always my bad one. And then what I like to do, if there's any areas that are really sparse that need a bit more help thickening up, I use a brow pencil. This is by MAC, this is spiked. Actually, just looking at my face now, I do think I want a little bit more colour in the cheeks. I'm going to be using my NARS Orgasm blush. Because this is a nice shimmery pink, we're going to keep that lightness in. So I'm just using a powder brush from my Kitco, picking up a little bit on there, and I'm just going to buff it. I'm going to smile to bring up the apples, and I'm just going to buff it into the apples of my cheeks. Instantly bringing some colour back to the face. So I don't want to do anything too crazy with the eyes today, just put a wash of colour on them, but also just help to open them up. I'm going to be using my the Balm Meet Matrimony. This has got some really nice mattes in there. So I'm just going to first take this first colour Matte Lin just to go all over the lid. I'm just using a big Dulux crease brush from Real Techniques, a big fluffy brush. I'm then going to go in with Matte Lopez, this more orangey colour. I'm going to do the same. I'm going to focus most of the colour on the outside but blend it all over the lid. Then I'm going to take Matte Kuma, and it's a sort of a dark red brown colour. And the reason I'm going for red rather than brown is to just keep some colour in there. And I'm going to again focus this more on the crease, mix it with the brown. And we don't want it to be too heavy, we just want it to add a little bit of shadow. I'm going to take a smaller brush. This is a eye shading E56 from Sigma. I'm going to take this initial colour again, Matte Lin, and I'm going to focus it on the inner corner and just dust it inwards, going to about halfway. And I'm also going to do along my brow bone. Now I'm going to go on the under eye. People can get a little bit frightened of doing under eye shadow, but you can really open up the eyes this way. I'm going to take this Matte Lopez colour, and this is a medium sweeper brush from Sigma E54. It's just flat, but the reason I like it is it's quite thin this way. I'm just going to sweep it under the eyes, and then you can take some of the Matte Lin and just use that to sort of blend out the edges. A pencil brush and a mixture of the red and brown, which we used on top, and just go really, really close to the lash line. And what that does is it's really thickening your lashes, and it's making the shadow under your eye look like shade cast from your eyelashes. And because it's shadow, it's not as defined as when you're using an eyeliner. And we can actually do a little bit of that brown and red on the pencil brush just along the top lash line, maybe going in about halfway. And then we've just really started to define the lashes. So it's not a huge difference, but it's a small amount of difference. And then if we want to add just a little bit more definition to this crease, I'm taking now a firm blender E44 from Sigma. It's sort of a cross between a blender brush and a fat pencil brush. I'm going to take that brown and red again, and I'm just going to dab it into the outer V, and use my blending brush just to help blend that in. So that's kind of it. That's all I'm really going to do for the eyes. Just adding a little bit of definition, just helping to open it up, and then I'm just going to chuck some mascara on and call it a day. So let me just do the same on the other eye. And it's totally up to you if you want to put a little bit of highlighter in the inner corner. I personally think this makes a really nice difference. So what I'll do is I'll take the Balm Mary Luminizer and just put a little bit of this around the inner corner. and that's really going to help to open up and brighten my eyes. So I'm just going to run my clear brow gel from Anastasia Beverly Hills through my brows. The reason I do this after my eyeshadow is sometimes I disturb my brows with my eyeshadow and I don't want to disturb them while they're still wet, and so I always brush the hairs up until I get to the tail and brush them down. For lashes, I'm going to use Benefit They're Real. I always coat the top of my lashes and brush them down first and then brush up. I don't know why, but recently I can't put mascara on without putting it on my eyelid. Let me know if you have the same issue. When you've got really dry lips, I don't recommend wearing matte. So I'm going to be using my MAC Cream Sheen in Modesty. I am going to go in with a lip liner just to add a bit of definition. Sorry about that. This is the Revlon Colour Stay in Nude. And then I'm going to pop on the MAC Cream Sheen in Modesty. So I'm also going to spray my face with MAC Fix Plus and then some setting spray. This is a L'Oreal Infallible Fixing Mist. And then just to really help myself look a little bit more put together, I'm going to straighten my hair because it's a little bit scraggly. Okay, so here's my finished look. It's just a really quick 20-minute, make me look a little bit more healthy, add that sort of glow back into the skin. It's nothing dramatic. I deliberately kept this quite natural because I find if I start sneezing or coughing, often my eyes water and my nose, like I don't want anything too heavy because I don't want to be worrying about it crying off during the day or wiping off during the day. I just want to make myself look a little bit more healthy and be comfortable, because if I was wearing a matte lipstick right now, I know that my lips would be feeling really, really dry. So I hope you've enjoyed this healthy makeup tutorial, and if you are feeling under the weather, then I hope you feel better soon. Here in New Zealand it's just cold and rainy and not very nice, so keep warm, keep dry, keep safe, and hopefully I will see you in my next video. Bye!